have no idea if what I did over the weekend was right or wrong, but I'm curious what the court of public opinion has to say. Over the weekend, I showed a property that was vacant that had cameras in it, and I unplugged all of the cameras. Now, I am not an attorney, but to the best of my understanding, the law in the state of North Carolina is that we are a one-party state, meaning that if I am a party to a conversation, I can record that conversation or surveil it without telling the other person that I'm recording it and without having their permission. So no disclosure and no consent. If I am not a party to a conversation, specifically to audio surveil something, I have to have disclosure and consent. Now I went back in the MLS and there is a line item there that says, is there a recording device in the property? And it was selected that yes, there was a recording device. But I am of the opinion that simply telling me disclosure is not the same as getting my permission or my consent.
She makes a lot of great points. Most states are one-party states, and that is correct. You cannot surveil a conversation that you are not a part of legally. There has to be consent. There has to be disclosure. I think all is kind of out the window when you consider the fact that this is someone's home. They're allowed to surveil their own property. You are essentially an invited guest. It sounds like disclosure was present in this particular situation. It does not seem like they were recording for the purpose of gaining an advantage in a negotiation. If they were, yeah, I can kind of see why a buyer might be frustrated. I think, frankly, you're going to have a hard time convincing someone that they can't surveil their own property, especially when you had the choice to be there. The buyer's agent probably was in the wrong for unplugging the cameras. I think she could potentially get in some trouble for that. But notifying her client that there were recording devices certainly falls within her responsibility to provide the best service she can to her client. So in the grand scheme of things, unplugging the cameras was probably the wrong move.
Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a retired landscaper. But legality aside, whether she gets in trouble for that or doesn't get in trouble for that, whether there's some type of breach of law or not breach of law is, to me, is secondary. As the homeowner selling the property, who has the cameras set up, presumably to monitor a currently vacant house, as to not have anybody coming in to squat or party or anything of that nature. If you unplugged my cameras on a house I was selling, that would be the last time you would ever show my house, because in my opinion, you can't be trusted to not tamper with the security devices that I've put in place to monitor my investment. So legality aside, morality aside, if I want to surveil that property because I own it and I'm not living in it, I'm not currently occupying it, and you unplug those cameras, that's the last time you ever show that house.